If you have a goal and then you break it down backwards into small bite-sized pieces, and then you just focus on tackling that, then you're going to be able to get small wins along the way. You're going to be able to make progress. And as you make progress, you're going to get more confident, and then you're going to take more risks. And it's literally like a cycle. So really just breaking it down to small bite-sized actionable tasks is a great way to get out of your way.
Welcome to the Badass Manifester podcast, keeping you inspired with high vibe content, bringing you the best manifestation and mindset tools, teachings, interviews, and answering questions to help empower you to get out of your own way and take massive action to make magic your everyday normal. I'm your host, Ashley Gordon, spiritual life and manifestation coach, helping women and spiritual entrepreneurs manifest more impact, influence, and income. It is my purpose and pleasure to help you wake up to the badass creator that you are. Let's do this. Welcome to today's episode. I'm so excited because I have Paige and Kael from Entrepreneur Babes with us today. These ladies are here to help the 3, 4, and 5-figure entrepreneur babe who's looking to grow to that 6-figure mark and beyond. And whether you're a beginner or a seasoned pro, they're here to help you find value and to help you get to the next level, to up level and have fun in the process. I'm so excited they're here. They're badass manifestors. So of course they're here. Welcome to the show. You guys know Paige too. She's back. So welcome back.
Thank you so much for having us. We're so excited to be back. I'm excited to be back, right. And we're excited to be here.
Yes, so excited. So you guys have created a brand called Entrepreneur Babe, which I think is so cute. And I want to share, please share about it. Share about it. Tell us how it started, how you guys met.
Well, this has been a long road. I would say almost 2 years ago now. Me and Paige have known each other for
10 years plus.
10 years plus. And we kind of just ran back into each other, and she had been traveling, and we'd get lunch every now and again. And she came back from a trip from Europe and was like, I have an idea.
We were just talking about this.
She's like, I have an idea. And I've always been very entrepreneurial, and so has Paige. So it just, we vibed on that level. And so we sat down and have lunch, and she's like, I'm just so inspired. I want to work for myself. I want to be able to travel whenever, wherever, however. But I'm looking into these ideas. And so we shared ideas with each other for, a year at least. And it started off with private labeling products on Amazon. And then we did network marketing, and
we're going to do a supplement company. We are going to do a baby. We had a lot of different things that we took a couple steps forward, but never
it never felt right.
Yeah.
And I'm a very intuitive person. So when I have a little hang up, or it doesn't feel right in there, then I'm you just are I don't know. And finally, I think it was last March, maybe, I sat down with Paige and I was like, look, I know we're supposed to do something together, but I just don't feel like this, our past stuff is it. And I know we're supposed to do something, but can we just wait it out and it'll come to us when it's ready? And the ideas just started flowing in shortly after that. I think in May you purchased.
I bought the domain in March of 2017, okay. But we kind of just things kind of set by the side, and we're really great friends. So we and we have our own things, my own business, and Kael has her own business as well. And we love and support each other fiercely in each other's businesses. But both of them are kind of more mindset and manifesting and more spiritual based type stuff, which is beautiful and amazing and so needed and necessary when you're an entrepreneur. But it wasn't that nothing was really the meat and potatoes of how to make an online business. And we're both very into business and details and strategy and implementing and teaching step by step. And so it literally just kind of was this like beautiful thing of like, yes, this is what we want to do. And like, we started doing it a couple months ago, like really like moving forward with it. And so it's just kind of funny how it's like with the universe, how like there's a gestation period, right? And like you want something to happen, but things are rearranging, and like maybe I didn't know all the things I needed to, or Kael didn't. And you know, like it's just like things work out in divine and perfect timing. And
with that being said, though, both Paige and I have grown so much over the last 2 years. Like from the day that we sat down and had that initial like lunch talking about like being entrepreneurs and wanting to work from anywhere in the world, travel whenever, help people.
It was in 2017.
From that, I think it was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're in 2019 right now. So like, from that lunch forward, Paige and I have both learned so much and grown so much in so many different aspects of being an online entrepreneur, and like really successful strategies. And it's like once you learn it, once you implement it, now it's in your brain. You can't get rid of it. And so we've helped just like friends of ours bring them new ideas. And then we're like, why don't we do this for a larger scale, like a larger group of people, a larger community, and implement the mindset stuff and who we are, our personalities into this business.
Wow. So good. I love that you like let divine timing take over and you just allowed it to happen naturally. It's super cool. And also if you're listening and you are curious about like how I've connected with Paige, I know you've heard about it a little bit, but it's like the same thing happened was like Paige and I connected online. She saw that I did NLP, and then you guys went and did your NLP. So you guys are master mindset coaches, and it's just like, it's so cool how like one thing leads to another. I mean, obviously it's just the way that it works, but it's just really nice to be able to see it as it's happening and appreciate it. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's the power of the internet, and the power of social media is like, that's how I even know you. Like, it's so amazing.
Yeah. How did you guys like your NLP training?
It was amazing. It's so many more tools in our tool belt. And just, I remember I started to listen to, there's like 14 hours of like study that you're supposed to do. And I think I was like 9 minutes into the first one. And I think I'm blowing her up in the morning. Kael, I love this. This is so good. Oh my, I'm calling my dad. Dad, I freaking love this stuff. And it's talking about cause and effect, or like you go towards a cause or away from something. And I was like, yes.
So good. So good. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. So your story is awesome. And the way you want to help people is amazing. How are you, like, give us some tips that are like, share a little bit about what it's like building a business with a partner and also building a business. Like, you guys already have your own businesses. So what is it like doing it again with someone else?
Amazing. Like, to do it with your best friend is pretty rad, and like a rare experience in my opinion too, because so many people have to do it by themselves or try to do it by themselves,
especially in the online world, like, as you know, and it can be very lonely, you know, like,
yes,
because you're through the computer screen, so you don't have
interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will say that like things that I'm really good at, Paige might be a little bit weaker on, and things that I'm really weak at, Paige is super strong on. And so we're like the perfect yin and yang in our strengths and weaknesses. And so we're able to teach each other as well to help build each other up too. So that's such a beautiful part, where instead of like trying to do and learn and grow completely on your own, now you have someone that's like, oh, I'm good at that. Here, let me take over, but also let me teach you how to do it. And so it's helped us both in our other businesses as well as in this business too. So
yeah, not only just like the tech and like the back end, like the this and this and this kind of stuff, but even on like a deeper spiritual level of working with someone like she's my best friend. And like we were at one of the trainings, one of the NLP trainings, and we were like sharing a room and we're going to bed at night. And this was in December. And I asked her, I said, Kael, like, what are your goals for 2018? Or excuse me, what are your goals for 2019? Like, what do you want to accomplish? And she told me them. And I said, okay, how can I support you? And she said a couple other things, but one of the things she said was like, if I'm having like a moment of weakness, or if I'm whatever, like in my head, like, you got to remind me that I'm a boss ass bitch. And I said, you know what? You got it. Because when you're an entrepreneur, like, you doubt yourself sometimes. a lot of times and things come up and it's like, if you have like that person that, and I have my freaking off days, off weeks all the time. And, you know, and if you just have that, like I fiercely support this woman right here. And I'm like, I will remind her every day, like, you are a boss ass bitch. And we say that with all the love and kindness, like that to us is the most endearing term that you could call someone. So just on that deeper, like spiritual connected, like support level, it's so beautiful to work with someone, and not only just work with someone, but to build like a community, like a community of really empowering and supporting and lifting other people up. Like, we're not about like, oh, we know how to do this. Like, you don't know how to do this. Like, you're not good enough. It's like, no, like, you're awesome. Like, you're a boss ass bitch too. Like, come on, like, join us. Like, we just celebrate each other's successes and other women's success, and every men too, whatever, everyone's success. Babes too, but
I'm in that like mindset of celebration too, and like lifting each other up. And I think that there's a lot of entrepreneurial women, like you said, who struggle with feeling alone or feeling like they're, you know, disconnected. And I think having that person is such an important part of, you know, sanity, even just feeling supported, feeling like you can talk to someone about this, because honestly, not everyone understands what it's like to have an online business. Not everyone understands, you know, what it's like to have a business. You know, my in-laws will be like, what's going on with your business? And it's like, where do you start? Like, there's just so much
on you. Like,
like, do you have 2 hours? Because I'll tell you.
So many people just don't understand. Like, a lot of my friends have just like normal jobs. You know, they clock in and clock out, and whether it's a skilled trade or they got their degree in it, it's very, in my head, it's very cookie cutter, because they go in, they know what to expect every single day. And with entrepreneurship, like, you don't have a boss to tell you what to do. You make or break your success. You have to wake up and make it happen for yourself. And then, like, a lot of the people that surround you, you don't have coworkers that are in it with you. You're usually by yourself. So the people that do surround you typically don't really understand and know what it is that you're going through and the things that you are challenged with and frustrated with. And so it is important for entrepreneurs to find that support group. And likely when they do, they're going to learn, they're going to grow a lot faster. They're going to learn a lot, grow a lot faster, but they're also going to find that base of friends that they've been longing for such a long time.
Even online friends, like, you know, I consider you a friend, Ashley. And like, I haven't met you in person yet, but it's just like that. It's like a community and it's like a vibe. And it's like, if you don't have friends like that in person, like, you listen to your podcast and you connect and you're like, I really like her. I'd like to manifest a friend like her, in fact. Yeah.
You know? No, I completely agree with you. And I think that that's the beauty of the brand that you've created is Entrepreneur Babe. It's like helping other entrepreneurs, babe, connect to like what they're creating, but also to connect to each other.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
So good. So, I think a big topic that comes up for my audience and my clients, and I'm sure you see this too, is like how to really get out of your own way. Like, how do people get out of their own way so they can be seen, so they can be heard, so they can share their heart, so they can share their products? Like, let's just start. Like, how do you guys, gals, get out of your own way to show up?
Yeah. So when I think about that, getting in your own way, to me, that reminds me of feeling a sense of like overwhelmed. And when you feel overwhelmed, maybe it's because you're looking at this really big, large vision of all these things that you need to do. And you're like, how the heck can I do that? And then you're just like, you make up all these excuses for why you can't do that because there's so much on your plate. But if you have a goal and then you break it down backwards into small bite-sized pieces, and then you just focus on tackling that, then you're going to be able to get small wins along the way. You're going to be able to make progress. And as you make progress, you're going to get more confident, and then you're going to take more risks. And it's literally like a cycle. So really just breaking it down to small bite-sized actionable tasks is a great way to get out of your own way. And then if you come up to a task that maybe there's something like deeper underlying under why you don't want to do that, then you really, a good opportunity to reflect on like the internal work that you need to do around that. Like perhaps if you are starting an online business and you need to do Facebook Lives, or you need to do Instagram stories, or something where maybe you don't feel confident, it's like, well, let's dig into that a little deeper. Like why don't you want to go Facebook Live? Like what would happen if you didn't? Like what would happen if you did? You know, kind of just like really like taking it a deeper level.
Love that.
To add to that, I would say also not judging yourself or getting discouraged. Comparing. I know both Paige and I will be on fire and we'll work. Like Paige is a boss when it comes to this. I need my day off, but Paige will work like 23 days straight. No break, no days off. I'm like, homegirl, sit down, have a drink. Like, let's go out. Let's do something.
Let's go get some food.
Yeah. She's like, no, I'm so on fire right now. And I'm like, hey. And then she'll have a period of time where it's like a week she'll go with like not being as productive as she was for the 23 days prior to that. I'm like, but you just did the work, the month of work. Like it's cool to take some days off, but you know, so
that's where that support system comes in. Because I'm like, oh, I'm not okay. And
she's like judging herself hardcore, but she just put in like 10, 12-hour days for 23 days straight.
We're not saying you have to do that at all to be successful. No. That's not what we're saying.
But what the point that I'm trying to make here is like when you are having that off day, it's really about listening to yourself and your needs. Some days, like sitting down and powering through a 14-hour day on your laptop will work, and other days that's not going to work. Other days you have to take the whole day off just so you have a fresh mind the next day when you get back into it. And it's really about not judging yourself when you do need a day off, but also listening to yourself when you need that day off.
That happens to me a lot. And luckily my husband, he'll like scream from the couch downstairs. He'll be like, he calls me by my middle name. He'll be like, Brooke, it's time to come down. Like, it's time to relax. Like, it's chill time. Like, you know, and it's really important to take that time. And I have to remind myself that too, because sometimes you don't like, I'd rather align myself. I'd rather meditate and like take that like goddess time to align instead of pushing through in order to create the result, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Your middle name is Brooke.
Yeah.
It's just a really quick sidebar. So and we just talked about alignment. My sister, she passed away 12 years ago in March. But her name was Brooke. So yeah. And so I didn't, and you're like, my husband calls me Brooke. I'm like, oh, anyway, so it's just like, it's like alignment, synchronicities.
Whoa,
like it's
whoa. That's amazing.
Anyway.
That's really cool. Well, your sister's with us.
Of course she is. Yeah,
she's very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, cool. So getting out of your own way. And so I think also what comes up is limiting beliefs, right? Not only the beliefs of like, you know, when I'm working crazy hours and I'm like on fire and I'm into it, my eyes are burning and I'm like so into it. My limiting belief is like, you can't stop, right? So that's something that we just talked about is, you know, don't rest. Limiting belief. And then also it's like, what about other limiting beliefs that come up? Like, what have you guys had to overcome in putting yourself out there and going all in?
I will be on fire, like we just talked about, and like feel so good and so confident and know in my freaking bones and soul that like my success is inevitable. And I will literally feel that. And then like my ego will come in and be like, well, who are you, Paige? Like, who are you to think that you're going to achieve this? Or like, why do you think this is actually going to work? Or I've had so many entrepreneurial endeavors. It's like, well, why this one now? Is that little, I don't necessarily, well, perhaps it's a limiting belief, but it's like more of like an ego thing kind of like coming in and like challenging me. So a limiting belief would just be like, since I never have done it before, it's like, well, why now? But then it's like, well, why not? Like,
yeah, why not now?
Yeah. I really like to just identify like where that belief is even coming from, and then just reframe and choose a new belief that serves me. So it's like, well, why do you think you're good enough to do that? It's like, well, why am I not good enough? I am good enough to do it. So it's literally just like catching it early, not festering in that limiting belief that's like going to tear me down and make me not feel good. And then like shifting it into a positive affirmation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So good. What about you, Kael?
I would say like working alongside Paige sometimes gets me in my own head. Cause
why?
we had this because she's so on fire for like 23 days straight. And then I'm judging myself like, am I not working hard enough? Why am I not working hard enough? Am I lazy? I'm lazy. And then I get like into my head and I'm telling myself all these things that aren't true. And it's just, and then it's the comparison factor too, that you're not supposed to do. That like, I'm like looking at her and like totally judging myself for not being like on that same level as her all the time. But then on her off days, I'm on it and she's like, I just want to be like you. And I'm like, but wait, we're like, what is that, a seesaw?
Oh yeah,
seesaw. Like when she's up, sometimes I'm down. And so we do balance each other out just right. But then, you know, there's times that I'm like, how come like my online business hasn't just exploded yet? How come I haven't reached that level that I expected myself to be at 3 years ago? And expectations is another reason why a lot of limiting beliefs are established, is because you expect this higher thing of yourself. But then you're doubting yourself between that, you know, the actions to the expectation. And it creates, you know, roadblocks and hazards along the way. And if you don't take care of those limiting beliefs to get there, then you're not going to reach that expectation. You have to manage them on your way. And that is where listening to yourself in each moment comes into play. If you need to take a break, listen to yourself and take the break. If you need to meditate, do that and then get back to work. Whatever it is that's going to serve your higher purpose, your higher self, that's what you should be doing in the moment to reach your ultimate success.
I love what you said. It's so good. It's so true. It's like, you guys, we can't ignore the parts of ourselves that we don't necessarily like. We have to deal with them along the way. We have to address them as they come. And I think a lot of people will just be like, you know, push it to the side and not actually feel what they feel. And it's important to be like, okay, right now I'm judging myself and I'm feeling like less than right now. And I'll be like, okay, well, where is that coming from? Why do I feel that way? And I'll look at it, because it's actually fun for me to look at those things now and actually break through them.
Yes. Yes. Breakthroughs. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. So what do you think is something that everyone has? I know we talked about resourcefulness and we wanted to bring that up. Like, what do you think is something that everyone has, but they don't know that they have to move forward in their business?
They have the power in them right now, as they are today, right now. And that is, you are born and given every single like trait and every single characteristic and perhaps flaw for a specific reason. And you also are given every desire that you are given on your heart is placed on your heart for a reason. And you are also given the ability to accomplish that. So I forgot where I was going with that. I forgot the main question. I had a wrap around.
Well, I feel like just like you're uniquely created in your divine purpose to be who you are and to become who you're supposed to be. And so when we try and like limit ourselves and place ourselves in the box, and then the limiting beliefs start to creep in, your expectations of who you should be, and you're not actually listening to yourself, you're not honoring your higher self and that divine purpose that is appointed to you since before you were born. And so I think kind of what you were trying to say is we all have the opportunities, the people, the resources, the knowledge completely within us and around us at all times. It's just about like opening yourself up enough to realize where you need to be pulled in order to reach the success that you want. And to honor your highest self too.
And just get crystal clear on what it is you want, because if you aren't clear on it, how's the universe going to deliver it to you? Right. So the moment you get crystal clear, like the universe moves super quickly.
I was helping one of my clients. She's actually a girlfriend of mine. She's not a client. But she like wants to be a client now, because she was struggling with like, she's very artistic and very spiritual, but also wants to make money. So she dabbled in this, dabbled in that.
Dabbled in real estate.
Got into real estate.
Ashley did too, yeah.
She was doing real estate for the last 8 months. And she called me about 3 weeks ago and was like, Kael, I'm super torn. I see you doing this NLP stuff. I'm very attracted to that spiritually and emotionally. And she's like, I just don't know how I could actually make that a business. but she's like, you're somebody I know and I see, you know, you doing that. So I had her write a list of all the pros and cons, the reasons why she was drawn to real estate and the reasons why she's drawn to NLP. And I was like, you know the decision you want to make in your heart, honey. You don't need my permission. Like, you know the decision that you want to make. So what feels right to you? And she's like, the NLP. And I was like, then if you choose NLP over real estate, what will that mean for you? And what will that mean for the people around you? Will that mean you'll feel better, therefore you're going to show up better in all of your relationships? Or will you be judging yourself the whole way through and still feel tied to real estate? And she's like, no, I just feel I need to make a decision. Week after she did that, she picked up 2 NLP clients.
Whoa.
And she's like, the whole 8 months that she was doing real estate, she never had not one inquiry about her services. And a week after she made the decision, she picked up 2 new clients.
That's awesome.
She was texting me this yesterday, and I'm like,
that's so cool.
Oh my God.
yeah.
You have to follow your heart. You have to follow your heart. And I love those questions that you asked her. And it's like, yeah, being willing to take a leap.
Yeah.
You know?
But also doing what it is that feels right in your heart, despite what you feel you're supposed to be doing. That was one of my biggest struggles my whole life is, like, my dad has always been like, why don't you go back to school? You need to get another degree. You need to do this. And so, like, I have my dad in my ear all the time telling me what I should be doing and judging what I currently do because he doesn't really see it as a real job. And where my mom, on the flip side, she has that entrepreneur mindset. And so she's like, nah, don't listen to him. Just keep going. Like, and so it is like the certain people are going to be in your ear really negative, telling you the opposite of what you want to do. And that's what you should be doing in their opinion. And then other people like, no, honey, just stick to your course. You know what's right for you and keep going.
So good. So good.
And then find some boss bitches support system.
Exactly. What's something that you guys wish you knew when you first started your online business?
Oh, you want to know when we were talking about when we had that lunch that day, however long ago, like a year, maybe a year and a half ago, I said, what's a landing page and how do you one of those? So, no, but not like, yeah. Wait, what are one of those? Now I'm like, I'm busted out. But
she's so good at that stuff. Like, her transformation from September 2017 to today is like, holy shit. So, like, she's grown so much, and I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I want a hug.
I know, we want to hug you too. No, but something I wish I would have known. Yeah, I mean, I just, you know, I think I would have understood better the fact that it doesn't need to come through a certain way, like, because I started doing like the private labeling stuff on Amazon as well as like the other stuff, and like I was kind of really firm on like it had to be this, even though it wasn't actually in alignment. Like, I knew in my heart I wanted to be doing like the coaching and the courses, but I was like, but I already said I was going to do this. So I wish that I would have just been more open and been like less hard on myself for the route that I took.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at just like trusting my gut instinct. So I would definitely say recommend that to everybody. Like, if there's something that you feel there's like an inner turmoil going on within you and you're trying to make a decision,
don't ignore it.
Don't ignore that, obviously, but sit down and get really clear on like what's going on, why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, understand that feeling. So like get to the nitty gritty of like, why am I feeling this way? Who's influencing me? Because that's also important. There are certain people that you care for deeply, but sometimes they're not the best influence on you as, you know, as a part of making decisions. And so just trying to get really clear on like the who's and the what's and all of that, the whys, will help you make a solid decision much faster. And the most successful people make a lot of decisions really quickly. So when you're able to really get to know yourself and understand your reasons, then you're going to make a lot better decisions for yourself much more
Faster.
Fastly.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's really, really, really good advice. trust yourself, make your decisions, trust that they're right. And even if they're not, they're leading you to where you're going. Be open. Be open. So good.
I'm open and ready to receive my divine abundance. I tell myself that all the time. I'm open and ready to receive.
I love that. Everyone say it if you're listening right now.
I am open and ready to receive my divine abundance.
I am open and ready to receive my divine abundance. Thank you. That was nice. So good. Well, I'm so excited for you guys. I will drop your link. What's your website?
It's entrepreneurbabe.co.
.co. Okay, cool.
And on Instagram, we're _entrepreneur_babes, plural.
Awesome. So everyone go check the Entrepreneur Babes out. If you're looking to start your online business, that is the place that you should go to really understand like some key things of putting yourself out there, some products, how to do it. And I love that it's like a how-to, like do this, do that, do this, do that. It's like people just want to know what to do, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's so good. Thank you guys so much for being on Badass Manifestor Podcast and sharing your wisdom. You guys are both so beautiful and your energy is so great together. And I cannot wait to just watch you guys grow and help so many people.
Thank you so much for having us on. We had a good time.
Thank you so much for listening to the Badass Manifestor Podcast. I love manifesting Mondays with you. And there's so much more in store right here. The best way to manifest love is to give love. If you loved what you heard today, subscribe to the Badass Manifestor Podcast. Leave a review on iTunes. Let me know how much you dig the energy here. All of my social is linked up in the show notes. So screenshot this episode, tag me on Instagram, and let me be part of your real-time journey. For more info on me, feel free to go to my website, manifestwithash.com. Repeat after me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. Go get them.